this is Bill Bender at the National Restaurant Show 2016. This is the Foodable Insight Series, and we're talking about beverage insights. And today I have a special guest, Nick Fosberg of Bar Restaurant Success, joining me. Thanks for being here, Nick.
Anytime.
What I want to talk about first is tell us a little bit about your background and what you've done, because you have some interesting background to point out.
Well, I grew up in the bar restaurant business my whole life. About 8 years ago, bought my first bar from my dad. 8 months after buying it, I found myself paying the bar's bills out of my own pocket. If I kept doing it, obviously, go bankrupt, which didn't want. So and I was spending all I could on marketing dollars, $1,000, $1,500 a month, TV, radio, newspaper, social media, but I wasn't getting the customers in the door. So I knew it was time for change, and I started just reaching outside the industry, looking for marketing books, marketing courses. I reached out to a marketing and business coach, and with his help, after about 8 months of just really becoming a marketing junkie, I doubled my business.
So you were forced into it because of circumstances, basically.
Exactly. It was sink or swim. And really what it all came down to was capturing people's contact information. And when you do that, through offers or whatever online, getting people to hand over their information, the big key or idea that went off in my head when I was working with my coach, he says, anybody who's going to give you their information to do business with you, there's nobody else more profitable to market to than those people.
Those existing people that are using you, right?
Exactly. He says, so your number one goal besides service and giving a great experience should be building that customer list, as much as you can, because those are the people you want to market to for promotions and specials.
We kind of have to build a foundation of the real guest experience and a kind of a one-on-one in a restaurant or bar environment, right? To get to know those guests, what their needs are, and to really market to them properly.
Yeah, so what I always do when I capture somebody's information, I have an automated system that goes out with an email, and I call it my cheers letter. And it's pretty much a really personal message from me to that person who just handed over their information, letting them know who I am, what I stand for. There's bound to be mistakes, okay? And when you come in,
we're real people.
Yeah, we're real people. It could happen, but it doesn't happen often here. But if you ever do come in and have a bad experience, I want to know about it so I can fix it.
Right, communicate with us.
Exactly. So when people get that, they're like, oh wow, this guy is genuine. He cares about his customers. He's not saying he's the best. People make mistakes, but he wants to make it, So it kind of sets a great tone right there from the very beginning, and they feel like they know you on a personal level. So when your customers are telling you what they want, you got to deliver, because we're not in the business for ourselves, we're in the business for other people.
There's some tricks probably to have the proper content to make it work in your emails properly.
Yeah,
right?
The way I like to write my emails is more in a personal tone of, hey, here's what I did this week with my kids and this and that. So they get to feel like they know me even more on a personal level if they've never met me.
Right.
But then I'll dive into, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, or we'll create some urgency saying, here's an offer, but it expires in 5 days, get in to use it. But we'll tell them about the experience they're gonna have. If it's a dish that we're doing, we'll talk about the food, how it's prepared. So we want them to taste it in their mouth while they're reading it.
Tell us a little bit about having a bar program that works with a bar specialty beverage or a bar success program that you've put in place that has worked and got some good results for you. Could you?
Okay, well, Facebook has definitely brought a big game changer to the industry recently. You can now target people based on if they are buying beer, wine, or liquor on their credit and debit cards.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like, you can go after and say, I only want to target people who are buying what it is that we're selling.
Right.
So now, one thing that bar and restaurant owners can do if they got a new drink menu, that they're putting out there, you can specifically target women, men of any age, 3 mile radius, 5 mile radius, whatever you want around your business location, and say, I only want to target the people who are buying wine. And then you create an ad targeting those people about your wine promotion or an offer to come in and get, whatever off on wine or buy a bottle and whatever it is. But that's been a big game changer in the industry.
Well, that sounds great. I'm sure our viewers in the bar industry right now, when you're targeting people specifically to get a return on investment like you just described, it's going to be a real winner for them. And today I have guest Rachel Speckan. Hello, Rachel.
Good morning.
Rachel's the National Wine Director at City Winery. Could you tell us a little bit about your background, Rachel?
I started off as an anthropology major and studied food culture, people, traveled a lot, really got immersed into dining and wine, and from there jumped into the food and beverage industry and have never left.
Could you talk to the audience a little about the importance of and the role of alcohol in the restaurant industry?
A lot of times your food costs as much as your wine. The margins on wine are pretty aggressive in most situations, so you're able to really kind of maximize your profit margins while also increasing your guest satisfaction and enhance the experience.
Because when you have a good wine program, that really helps your food program too, right?
Yeah, you need that guest to come back a few times. So it's better to really kind of hook them in the first time and not make that just an all right now experience, but an over time, gradual kind of relationship that you develop.
But if somebody has to start a wine list, could you tell us maybe 3 tips or tricks for starting a wine program in a restaurant to differentiate, some of the competitors out there are doing?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is for you to understand the list is not about you.
Okay.
To really do a lot of market research, spend time eating, drinking in the area, researching market trends, but also price ranges, and then look at your cuisine, kind of a really honest look at what you want to do and how to really focus your program, and then figure out how much money you need to be making and make a really good cost of goods structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any other tips or tricks that you would suggest, or any final thoughts that you might have to share with the audience today?
Yeah, I mean, I suggest just getting out there, eating and drinking, and being a member of the community.
Right.
So the more you know about what other people are doing, and always learning, always tasting, always kind of gaining more experience, I think that's really important.
We have a lot of viewers on the network that are experiencing the industry, but we also have a good portion of people that are going to be starting maybe their first restaurant. What wine trends are coming, or what you think about the trends that are coming in beverages and wines, maybe you could give a little insight.
So Europe is very kind of integrated with the wine and food scene, and America, I believe, is getting there.
Right.
So I think the trend is that we're eating, we must be drinking. So it's a really exciting opportunity to not only drink more, but learn more, know more, ask more questions. So many clients now really want you to understand them and what they're looking for, their flavor profile. So it's a really quick assessment, discussion, a lot of listening to give people what they want, because they have so many options. You really need to capture them in the first few moments to make them feel welcome and appreciated.
Rachel, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching Unfoodable Inside Series from the National Restaurant Show 2016.